Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of the reality shows that we're doing is Dancing for Relevancy, aka Dancing with the Stars. Now, this past week on Dancing for Relevancy, they had their movie night. Okay, I like the movie night theme. It's fine, except I feel like they play kind of fast and loose. The show plays fast and loose with the themes because before they would do specific movies, and the stars would have a say in what movies they were going to be doing, right? But now, not only do they not have a say, the judges pick what movies they do. Actually, they pick the genre of movie that they're going to do. So I don't know if I necessarily like that aspect of it. I think I liked it the way it was before, because you get to see more insight into your celebrity that you want to win, or maybe there's one that you didn't really care for before, but now you want to win. I still have that bruise. I don't know what that is from. I really don't. Did I get popped in the face? I don't think so. Anyways, crazy. And now I think I've got maybe just the lighting, but it looks like there's a little discoloration on my lip, but there isn't. It's just the lighting. Okay, but that is a bruise for sure. Okay, whatever. Whatever, I got a bruise there. Great. Okay, so, every week that's come out, I've talked about how fantastic Frankie is. Because Frankie's done an incredible job of progressing every single week. Now, this week there was still progression, but it just was not as dramatic as it has been in the past. So I felt like this week was a slight tumble for Frankie. Now, there are a couple other people that I want to mention. The first one that I can't not mention is Lindsay, Stirling, and Mark Ballas. I mean, that when Len says this is the best dance of the entire season, I mean, or did he even say the entire show? Even if he said the entire show, like all the seasons, you know what? I would actually agree with that. It was perfection. It was perfection. Costuming was on point. Choreography was incredible. Um, Lindsay Sterling's makeup was flawless. Her performing was flawless. Facial expressions, incredible in terms of, some moments she would be very open and loose and empty, vacant, like a robot. And then other times she would, be feeling emotion because she was. Bruno mentioned in his critique of the number, he's like, I can totally see Fritz Lang's Metropolis, which, if you haven't heard about Metropolis, Metropolis is this futuristic, it was a futuristic sci-fi movie that took place. There was the city, basically an underground city of poor people, and then all the rich people lived in all these high rises, and they built this robot to fall in love with, but she was just a robot, right? So that's really playing fast and loose with the story, but it's just kind of like, just telling you a gist of it. It was a silent movie. That's how old that movie was. A silent movie. And then in the 80s, they came out with a soundtrack to the silent movie, which Bonnie Tyler had a song on it called There She Comes, There She Comes. And there was some other song that was a hit off of it, but that was really it. None of the other songs on that soundtrack kind of hit. And it was weird that they came out with a soundtrack to a silent movie. That was kind of weird. So, anyways, then they came out with a musical version of it, and it was meant to go to Broadway, but it never did go to Broadway. It was one of those musicals that never went to Broadway, like Scarlet, I was going to say Scarlet Pumpernickel, Scarlet Pimpernel, um, Jekyll and Hyde, Metropolis, Fame the musical. I mean, those were all in that same genre. So I loved Metropolis, though, the musical. I thought the musical was incredible. And it starred Judy Kuhn, who I fucking love me some Judy Kuhn. I do. Uh, if you don't know who she is, she's the Broadway actress who originated the role of Cosette in Les Miserables on Broadway. And she also played Pocahontas' singing voice in the movie Pocahontas. Because she actually is, well, not the reason why, but she is actually Native American, and they cast her as the singing voice of Pocahontas. So both Pocahontases were Native girls. Irene Bedard is the one who played the speaking voice of Pocahontas, but Judy Kuhn played her as well. So, anyways, it was incredible. All right, I loved it. So I definitely saw that metropolistic correlation because it was very much lifted right from that movie, and but it wasn't a copy. It was an homage. It was great. I loved it. I loved Mark Ballas's creativity. I think it's so great. His butt looked fantastic at per usual. Incredible. So yeah, that was just really good. The other person I really want to mention would be Nikki Bella. Now, Nikki Bella has really emerged as a contender for the Mirror Ball. So I guess right now, if I had to pick on who I think my top four performers would be for the finale, I would probably pick Jordan and Lindsay, Mark and Lindsay. There's two Lindsays. I just realized that. There's a pro named Lindsay, and then there's Lindsay Stirling. Um, Nikki and Artem, and Frankie and Whitney. I think those are going to be the four that make it to the end. I could be wrong, and I usually am, but that's just what I'm thinking right now. I mean, Jordan and Lindsay, they did great. They do good every single week, though. And yeah, he did have a couple extra flourishes with the hands. I don't think they were as melodramatic as Len made it out to sound in his review of the number, but I definitely think that, I mean, he's just good every single week. I mean, it's kind of difficult because he is a Broadway star, and you wonder during Disney Week, he danced to his own song in Moana that he did. And my whole thing is, how can you score someone like that against someone like Nikki Bella, who didn't have any dance experience and in fact had a life-altering injury? Here's the thing. You know who isn't in that list is Victoria and Val. Now, they do really good every single week. They really do. I haven't felt it yet from her where I'm like, oh, you go, girl, right? I just haven't felt that yet. I really haven't. Not from Victoria, not yet. Not yet. I'm saying I might, and we'll see because, we've got like a few weeks left before we get to the finals. So as we get to the finals, as we get closer, maybe, Nikki will go home, or maybe Frankie will go home, or Jordan, or, and then I'll be like, okay, well then I think definitely Victoria and Val, because they're right underneath. They're bubbling under. Another couple that's bubbling under is Vanessa and Max. Vanessa and Max, they are okay. She's better than Nick, who went home with PETA. And his whole thing was, I don't want my kids to think I'm a quitter, so I wanted to stick it out to the end, which is great. That is actually really good. And it's a good lesson to learn that you might not be that good at everything, right? So I think that's not a bad thing to learn. But I definitely think the next one to go will probably be Terrell and Cheryl. And I got to give Mophead credit because she has stuck around for quite some time. So good for you. And actually, this week's dance with Terrell, they did a spy movie. I mean, the whole, and the genres were so stupid too. I mean, but she did fine. Actually, they did really good on that one. They really did very well. And he's kind of toned down the smack talk. Now, when he was talking smack earlier, you don't know if it's really because he really feels that way or if it's because he's an athlete and that's what athletes do. You know, they talk smack to get themselves hyped up or whatever, right? But we don't do that in the ballroom. So when he would speak like that, it would be very off putting to the audience because it would make him look braggadocious. And the minute he would falter, we'd be going, "You're an idiot," you know, because you set yourself up for this failure. Um, but, anyways, I'm looking forward to next week. I cannot wait. I'm just excited about the whole thing. Let's see. Wednesday, I'm doing what park am I going to on Wednesday? Hollywood Studios. I'm going Hollywood Studios on Wednesday, so I might be back in time to watch the show live, but who knows? Um, I don't have any expectations to watch any programs live, but I know since I'll still be in the United States, I'll have access to all of the shows via the apps on the phone. So, anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat at Angel Benton. Excuse me. You can also hashtag Dancing for Relevancy or DWTS to talk Dancing with the Stars, or you can hashtag Below Deck to talk Below Deck, and because I'll be doing that next. And if you don't see an update from me before I go to Florida, then have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba wubba wubba. Oh, you can also hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. Peace out. Bye bye.